Welcome, friends. Welcome back to the kitchen. Welcome back to Cocktails After Dark. Today we're going to do a cocktail out of the 1948 edition of The Fine Art of Mixing Drinks by David Embry. Um, this is a cocktail book that I just absolutely love to hate, and I hate to love. It is signed by Mr. Embry. Mr. Embry is an incredibly comprehensive cocktail book, and I think we've talked about this before. A very comprehensive cocktail book, and it draws a lot of solid lines and dashed lines between different cocktails, and how one cocktail, make a change and it becomes another cocktail. And he has very, very strong views on cocktails. And so today, this mess out on the counter is going to become a zombie. And I have no interest in making a zombie because I'm not drawn to tiki drinks at all. I find the whole thing a little bit kitschy for me. But I want to make this drink because I love what Mr. Embry says about it. And I'll read a little bit, we'll make the cocktail, and then I'll finish reading what he says. Zombie. This is undoubtedly the most over-advertised, over-emphasized, over-exalted, and foolishly feared drink whose claims to glory ever assaulted the eyes and ears of the gullible American public. Actually, as a drink, it's not bad at all. But the claims made for it and the advertising by which it has been touted, as well as one feature of the formula, offend my sensibilities. So, with that, we're going to jump in. I'm going to make it two ways. I'm going to use all Bacardi rums in this one, and I'm going to use a mix of rums from other places in this one, and we'll see if that makes a difference. Okay, so we start out with some sugar syrup. A teaspoon of sugar syrup in each shaker. Then we need lime juice. It says 1/2 to 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice. So I'm going to do 3/4 of an ounce in each one. Then 3/4 of an ounce of fresh pineapple juice. And pineapple juice gets a notation. And so the footnote for the pineapple juice is footnote number 3. The less conscientious bars, of course, may use canned, unsweetened pineapple juice. I just squoze this pineapple juice fresh in my own kitchen because I wouldn't want to be unconscientious. Okay, so this one is going to be Bacardi, and it asks first for 1 ounce of white label rum, and he describes at the beginning white label rum is, white rum. So 1 ounce of white label rum, and then he asks for 2 ounces of gold label rum. This is Bacardi Ocho, gold label. So 2 ounces. Do I have 2 ounces? Yes. And then in this one, we're going to do the same combination, but I'm going to use El Dorado Silver, which is, essentially a white label rum by his definition. And then I'm going to use the Diplomatico as the gold label rum. 2 ounces. Now it calls for 1 ounce of Jamaican rum, and so I'm going to use Appleton Estate Jamaican rum. This is the thing with tiki drinks. By the time you're done, you've got like 4 or 5 different rums in it. This one is going to have 4 different kinds of rum in each cocktail. I don't know. Is that really necessary? Next up is apricot liqueur. 2 teaspoonfuls. So, that's 1.5. It's a horrible bottle. The final ingredient has an asterisk. 1/2 to 3/4 ounce mysterious ingredient. And the asterisk on that one is, this is usually papaya juice, sometimes it's coconut juice, sometimes, and preferably, this ingredient is omitted altogether. I'm leaving it out. And as usual, I will ice and shake these individually. And you don't strain this one. It goes in ice and all. I'm going to go light on the garnish. So Now, when we get farther into his description here, you're supposed to float some 151 proof rum on top. So I've got Bacardi 151, and I'll just float a little bit on top. The same with this one.
I feel like I should approach very carefully. There's a lot of thinking going on.
There's a lot of thinking going on. And this 151, it's got a flame retarder on the top of the bottle so it doesn't explode if it gets too close to the
Whatever
fire.
show you're putting on.
If you're putting on a show, the bottle won't explode because it's got its sort of a fire thing. Okay, so
Pretty fancy.
orange
Fancy
slice,
cups. I guess so. I mean, really,
lemon
Nick and Nora is a very pretty cup,
slice.
though.
Yes.
Look at that. Slices.
I give you the zombie.
So that tells me that it has lots of alcohol.
Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff.
And as does your
Yeah.
collection here.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's give it a go.
I don't know what to do with the garnish. It's in my way.
So he also talks about putting, mint on top and a pineapple slice and then powdered sugar and
Okay, so that initial hit of what you just threw on there is a little much. Woo! I feel like I need to get past that as my initial sip.
yeah. Okay. Garnish. This one's all Bacardi. That one's El Dorado and the Diplomatico.
Okay, I'm having difficult actually physically drinking it between the garnish and the ice. It's a little hard.
It's not for me. It's not for me. It really isn't. Let me read. Okay, so I'm going to read the rest of this, but let me read the last little bit. And there, brother, is your zombie, grandfather of all pixies and great uncle to the gremlins.
So clearly, not a fan.
No, I'm not a fan either. There's just too. I don't know. There's just too much rum.
I don't know.
Like, there's a lot of rum, and I don't know that all of the different rums. I don't know if my palate is able to discern what each rum brings to the party. I mean, I can taste that.
Oh, you got to get past that.
As soon as that first swig is that.
That
and
first swing is definitely that. So that's definitely the, the woot word party part of the drink.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to read this after the credits. What do
Okay.
you-
I actually don't mind it.
Really?
Yeah. I might put a little bit more fruit in it.
You've gotten far enough in that it's worn you down. I'm not going to give
I
you-
think a little, for me, a little bit of something a little bit more sweet in it, and I'd be pretty good with that.
Okay.
There you go. Everybody's different.
It's not for me. We'll end it there. I'll read this after the credits if you're interested. Thanks for stopping by. See you again soon. Okay.
All right.
So he continues after how it's offended his sensibilities. First of all, I am allergic to secret formulas for mixing drinks at a bar or in the home. The zombie formula is supposed to be jealously guarded secret of Don the Beachcomber of Hollywood. One of the rum distilleries, however, states that they devised the original formula. Charles Baker Jr. states that he invented quite a different formula some 2 years ahead of Don the Beachcomber. I mean,
So the drama of who was the first inventor,
Yes.
even existed at this time.
All of this mystery, of course, is calculated to inspire curiosity and thus advertise the drink. Don't get pulled into marketing. I say that all the time. Don't get pulled into the marketing. Second, I'm also allergic to any fear-inspired slogan such as only 2 to a customer. Everyone except Casper Milquetoast, of course, comes back for a third just to pit his personal prowess against the allegedly devastating power of the drink. I mean, there's a lot of rum in that drink.
There is, but you know what? We've had a lot of drinks with a lot of
Really, yeah.
like drinks of this era were usually all alcohol. So
this is not only the cheapest type of advertising, it is also a steal and a perversion of the old claim of Southern comfort of a self-imposed limit of 2 a person.
I didn't know.
Don't take that last butter tart. Someone else might want it. You've already had 2.
Well, I don't know that it was about sharing though.
Okay. Third, the municipality of various rums and other ingredients is an offense against the first principles of drink mixing and adds nothing to the flavor or other value of the drink. 2 rums, white Cuban for base and a dash of Jamaica for flavor, would do as well as 4 or 5. The 151 proof Demerara adds nothing to the flavor of the drink, and the quantity used
I agree with that.
is too microscopic to add appreciably to the alcoholic strength. Yeah, but you really get that in the first sip.
That first sip is nothing but that.
The mere mention of 151 proof liquor, however, is sufficient to add to the mental hazard of the unsophisticated consumer of the drink. 20 different bars serving this drink will probably put out 18 to 20 different versions of it. In the main, however, each drink will be concocted approximately as follows. Oh, and then he goes on about all kinds of things. This, of course, is not a cocktail at all, but a tall drink. However, since it is commonly, although erroneously, referred to as a zombie cocktail, all caps.
Oh, he is yelling that.
Yeah, he's yelling that. I am putting the formula here near the end of the cocktail recipes, and if you please, as an introduction to the chapter on tall drinks. Okay, so it is the last cocktail of the cocktail section, but it is zombie, starts with a Z. Z is the last letter of the alphabet, and this is in alphabetical order. So, I mean, it's kind of there because it was going to be there anyway. He did not like this.
That's okay.
I don't know. It's a real faff. If you end up at a tiki bar and you want to watch someone mix it with theater, then you might be paying for the theater, but I wouldn't as a drink. Not for me.
There you go.
See you guys.
Thanks for sticking around.